Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this morning's update on Tropical Storm Erin. So, Tropical Storm Erin continues to battle dry air in the main development region this morning. And looking at the latest 10 a.m. update, Erin has 45-mile-per-hour winds, westerly movement, and a minimum central pressure of 1,004 millibars. Taking a look at the latest cone as we go into 1 p.m. this afternoon, we're expecting a little bit of strengthening to 50-mile-per-hour winds, 65-mile-per-hour gust winds to the west. As we go into 1 a.m. tonight, looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds, 70-mile-per-hour gust winds to the west. As we go into 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, 65-mile-per-hour winds, 75-mile-per-hour gust winds to the west-northwest. Erin's expected to become a hurricane as we go into 1 a.m. on Friday morning with 75-mile-per-hour winds and 90-mile-per-hour gust winds to the west-northwest. As we go into 1 p.m. Friday, 85-mile-per-hour winds, 105-mile-per-hour gust winds to the west-northwest. As we go into 1 a.m. on Saturday, we're looking at 100-mile-per-hour winds, Category 2 hurricane, 120-mile-per-hour gust winds to the west-northwest. Erin is expected to become a major hurricane as we go into Sunday morning, 1 a.m. with 115-mile-per-hour winds, 140-mile-per-hour gust winds to the northwest. And Erin is expected to maintain Category 3 status as we go into Monday morning with 115-mile-per-hour winds and 140-mile-per-hour gusts. Now, the good news I've had since yesterday morning is that Erin has shifted north of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the Northern Lesser Antilles, and y'all are now out of the cone of uncertainty, which is very good news for my friends across the northeastern Caribbean. So taking a look at the latest GFS model run, Hurricane Erin, or future Hurricane Erin, is expected to skirt well to the north of the Lesser Antilles now in the 60 run of the GFS model, and then begin to rapidly intensify into a Category 4 hurricane as we go into Wednesday, just southwest of Bermuda. And unfortunately, this latest run of the GFS model makes a direct landfall on Bermuda as we go into Wednesday, August the 20th, and then eventually we see a potentially second landfall in Newfoundland as we go into Friday, August the 22nd. So we could be seeing major impacts across areas of Bermuda and Newfoundland if the GFS model verifies before eventually moving out to sea as we go into Sunday. Taking a look at the latest European model solution, the European model also strengthens Erin into a hurricane as we go into Saturday, August the 16th, just north of the Lesser Antilles, bringing a lot of rainfall to Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, as the European model is a lot closer to the islands than the GFS model. And then as we go into Sunday and Monday, we see rapid intensification. Eventually in the Tuesday, Category 3 hurricane just off the Carolina coast and to the west of Bermuda. However, the European model splits the U.S. East Coast Bermuda and misses Atlantic Canada entirely as we go into Thursday and Friday before going out to sea as well. And taking a look at our Canadian model solution, the Canadian model has a much weaker Erin getting close to the Lesser Antilles going into Sunday. Going into Monday, we see rapid intensification north of the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. And unfortunately, we see another direct hit on Bermuda in the Canadian solution as we go into Wednesday, August the 20th, before we see that dramatic curve out to sea and missing Atlantic Canada again in the Canadian model solution. So if you live across the Northern Lesser Antilles, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, East Coast of the United States, and Atlantic Canada, make sure you're watching Tropical Storm Erin very closely over the next several days. Thanks for watching. Please stay safe and have a wonderful day, my friends.